to serve northeastern and central Pennsylvania. This is WNEP 16, the news station. Now, Nolan, Johannes, Karen Harch, Chief Meteorologist Tom Clark with his backyard forecast, and Joe Zone on sports. This is the Newswatch 16 update.
Good evening. Children in Pennsylvania will no longer have to go through the trauma of testifying before crowded courtrooms.
Governor Thornburg has signed a new law that will allow children to testify on videotape. The governor says it's bad enough for a child to experience a crime, but now, with the video testimony law, they won't also have to talk before a room full of people. That idea has already been used in our area. Last March, a witness in a Monroe County child sex abuse case testified over closed-circuit television. The girl, testified that her father sexually abused her. The new Pennsylvania law that takes effect in April will also show and allow the use of dolls or mannequins to help child abuse victims describe what happened to them. Investigators in Baltimore are checking out another report of glass found in a Gerber baby jar food. A woman in Baltimore says she found a small sliver of glass in a jar of Gerber strained peaches. There have been scattered reports of glass and Gerber products around the country in the past few weeks. Price Chopper stores in our area pulled Gerber products from the shelves. But Gerber insists the cases are isolated and its products are safe. Could the Tylenol tampering case have happened in our area? The FBI is investigating whether or not this warehouse in Dunmore could be the place from which the cyanide-laced capsules came. The lot-numbered Tylenol that was found in New York was stored here for a time at the Supermarket Services warehouse in the Keystone Industrial Park in Dunmore. The FBI wants to know if the tampering could have happened here before the capsules were shipped to New York.
State health officials say the only case of deerdiasis reported so far in the Hazleton area may not have been caused by the water. But because the victim got sick, the water was tested and Giardias was found. In other words, officials say it may have been just luck that the problem was found before it got worse. Even so, it may take a while for symptoms of the disease Giardiasis to show up, so you're advised to continue boiling drinking water to kill the Giardia cyst. In the meantime, the latest test results on water in the Hazleton area show that about 5,000 people, mainly in the south and eastern sections of the city, can now be taken off the boil advisory. But about 20 families who get water from the Hudsondale Reservoir are advised to start boiling. It's floodwater that's causing concern tonight in west of Oka. Mill Creek is spilling over its banks and into some people's yards. Nightly reporter Joe Ducey says it's a problem that some say should have been solved months ago.
The recent rains and snow melting have brought back a problem residents here had hoped would be solved by now. Mill Creek is rising so much that it's coming over its banks.
We have absolutely no banks to this creek. And when this comes over the next time, which the way this is, it won't take much. When it comes over, all the water's going to come right back over.
Sandbags are all that separate this part of the creek from yards, but even they haven't held back all the water. The bags are left over from Hurricane Gloria when the creek left residents knee-deep in water. But it didn't used to be that way. Elizabeth Kramer remembers when the creek was really just a creek.
I used to be able to go down there. One time I even fell in it. That's how low it was.
Now it's just...
Now they just can't even cope with it.
Residents say they won't allow their children to play near Mill Creek now. They say they've tried to get something done about this situation ever since Hurricane Gloria.
They were supposed to take care of this about 2 or 3 months ago and never did.
What were they supposed to do?
They were supposed to fix this bank and they never did.
Now, I talked to a village councilman tonight. He says there is a plan to dredge this creek and put up permanent embankments come springtime. But the residents here aren't holding their breath. They said similar promises were made after Hurricane Gloria and still nothing has been done. Joe Ducey, Newswatch 16 in west of Oka.
9 flooded counties in Northern California have been declared a federal disaster area by President Reagan. Over $300 million in damage has hit that state because of a whole week of heavy rains and flooding. And tonight, 20,000 people are still homeless because of a big break punched in a levee that has now flooded 28 square miles. The swollen Yuba River broke through the levee and muddy water poured into the town of Linda, flooding homes up to the roof line. Police rushed through the town, trying to get everyone out as the water rushed in. 20,000 people filled the only highway bumper to bumper for miles. By this morning, work crews were trying to fill the 40-foot levee breach, and they are still trying tonight. In Japan, the oldest known man in the world has died. Heart failure claimed the life of 120-year-old Tadachio Izumi, born June 29, 1865, just 2 months after the end of the U.S. Civil War. Izumi said he lived long because he never worried, and he drank a glass of Japanese liquor every day since he was 70. The doctor told him to stop smoking when he was 116 years old.
Coming up, we'll show you the plane that slid off the runway.
Plus, a little later, what happens when you drop an egg from a 4-story building? The stories as Newswatch 15 Update continues.
Introducing Hill's newest bundle of joy. Hill's brand waist-barrier disposable diapers. Lab tested and priced low. Every day at Hill's.
When those that are kept apart finally come together, it's not just good. It's fantastic. McDonald's new McDLT.
Pilots for Eastern Airlines say they'll strike next week if an agreement isn't worked out with the airline. Management says if the pilots walk out next Wednesday, Eastern Airlines will shut down. In Erie, Pennsylvania, they had to shut down the entire airport today when this U.S. Air Jet DC-9 jetliner skidded off the runway. The plane was on its way from Toronto to Pittsburgh when it went off the snow-covered runway. Only one passenger was slightly injured in that accident in Erie.
The federal government says some of Pennsylvania's bridges cannot handle heavy loads, and that's why PennDOT is putting up some new weight limit signs on bridges across the state. Newswatch 15's Mark Annick reports the signs may not affect our driving, but they might affect our wallets.
At Wayne Crushed Stone in Trenton, they make concrete by mixing thousands of pounds of one ingredient with thousands of another. The result is a cement mixer with a total weight of about 35 tons.
The material is dispatched to a job site, and in going to the job site, it's necessary that we travel over some bridges.
One of the bridges Luciani's trucks travel connects Dixon City with Troop, but PennDOT will soon post a lower weight limit on this bridge and others. That means Luciani is out of luck.
If we can't use these bridges, we can't do business.
With that kind of objection over weight limits for bridges like this one, you might wonder why PennDOT is going ahead. Well, officials at PennDOT say they really don't have any choice. PennDOT's Foster Sankey says the federal government is insisting on the lower limit and is threatening to withhold federal highway money if the state doesn't post the sign. Sankey realizes it's a problem.
If a contractor is building roads or building houses can haul material up to the middle limit, then he has to make more trips, and this relates to more cost to the consumer.
And that's how it could end up costing you money. If this man posts the signs, this man has to make more trips with a lighter load on his cement truck. That means your new office or home will cost more. Mark Annick, Newswatch 15, Trenton.
Some children in Monroe County are trying to make other children and adults as well aware of the problem of missing children. Boy Scouts from Troop 101 in Gilbert have set up a special booth here at the Stroud Mall in Stroudsburg. It's all part of the annual Boy Scout Mall Show at the Stroud Mall. And next, meteorologist Tom Clark will tell us if there's any hope that we'll see the sun this weekend.
Tom, we don't know what the sun looks like. We've forgotten.
Hey, you may not believe this, but it's not going to rain tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? A big change coming in the weather, shifting gears finally, and I'll be back to tell you what it's going to look like. You're watching Newswatch 16 Update on WNEP TV, and we're proud to serve Lee Heighton and all of Carbon County.
Morning. Burger King celebrates the morning. With a light flaky croissant sandwich.
Morning.
A hot breakfast croissant. Filled with eggs. And melted cheese. With crisp bacon, tender ham, or spicy sausage. With croissant sandwiches and more. That's breakfast. With Burger King. Brand crisp Got tissue rolls out to 1,000 feet, so it lasts longer to save you money. Roll on. Got tissue, got towels, got economy pack napkins. It's got value products. Go a long way and save you money.
Some people are dancing the night away at Gus Gianetti's in Wilkes-Barre. They're taking part in a 12-hour dance marathon, trying to raise money for the Children's Heart Program at Geisinger, Wyoming Valley Medical Center in Plains Township. The program serves children from all over Pennsylvania.
Born with clogged arteries in their heart, with valve problems and things like that, and they can't get the services that are being provided under this program in many other places in Pennsylvania.
Tonight's event is being sponsored by local Kiwanis, Circle K, and Key Clubs, and they hope to raise about $2,000 for the Children's Heart Program.
Good job. I think we're missing a good time there.
Yeah.
How about it, Tom? What's the weather like for the weekend?
Well, you say you forgot what the sun looks like?
Yes, we did.
I'm about to refresh your memory.
All right.
Okay. So far this week, in this backyard, total rainfall has been 1 3/4 inches. But despite all the rain and all the melting snow we've had, Luzerne County officials tell us that there will not be any flooding along the Susquehanna this weekend. Quite a contrast in temperature across the area tonight. Let's have a look at them, beginning down in the south, in Slatington, Lehigh County. Paul Crepit has 28 at his place. In Hunlock Creek, Diane Coleman reports 26 in her backyard. And up there in Jackson, Susquehanna County, 16 degrees now. And that's what Betty Breyer has in her backyard at this hour. Some snow flurries up there. 25 here, humidity 74%. A few snow flurries and that wind coming in from the northwest at 12. The barometer is rising from 30.05. Now, 41 was the high here today, above the normal. It's 36. 25 the low so far, 0 back in 1972. 50 and 19 the range a year ago. And a view tonight from downtown Berwick. Coming up next, radar image. Notice, it's all gone, folks. The rain has raced out to sea, and there it goes off the coast of New England. Just some very light snow flurries now over the state of Pennsylvania. There was enough snow that covered the ground late today and this evening up over the northern counties, but in most places it amounted to, well, wasn't even enough to measure. Here's the latest satellite view, and you can see how the clouds are thinning out now across the area. A cold front is moving offshore, and for sure, colder air is coming in tonight. So if you're heading out tomorrow, less warm. It's going to be a cold day, but look, there will be some sunshine, and that will be so very nice to see for a change. Some temperatures across the area, 17 now in Buffalo, and the single numbers up there across Michigan. We will be in the low to middle teens tomorrow night here under some bright moonlight. Now, for tomorrow, well, we deserve it. I mean, we haven't had a sunny day here since Thursday of last week. 28, the high in Montrose tomorrow, Duryea 32, Muncie near the freezing mark, Mahanoy City only about 32 tomorrow. Belmont, Center County, low to mid-30s. That wind tomorrow will be from the northeast, up to 15 at times, and it's going to be cold. Few clouds up there, mixing in, but a nice-looking day. 6:51 a sunrise tomorrow. The sun sets at 5:45. For tonight, nothing more than some snow flurries down to about 20 here in Avoca, in the teens outside of town. Sunny to partly cloudy tomorrow. Nice-looking day, but again, quite cold. Good day for skiing or anything you might have planned outdoors or indoors. Freezing for the high here tomorrow. Then tomorrow night, the moon will be just about a day or two away from full. So a nice-looking night. Some snow flurries coming in on Sunday with some sunshine mixed in. 30 for the high. And right now, instead of snow on Monday, I'm looking for some partly cloudy weather and temperatures averaging below what is normal. But it's coming. Dust off your sunglasses and have a good weekend.
Okay, you too.
Thanks, Tom.
Emergency officials in Dunmore tell us their fire and ambulance emergency phone number is temporarily out of service. If you have an emergency and need help, you're asked to call the Lackawanna County Communications Center at 911. Again, the emergency phone line in Dunmore Borough is temporarily out of service. Any emergencies, call 911.
And coming up, it's which night on the Sports Watch. Joe Zone tells us which high school teams made it to the district playoffs.
Plus, which two local teams are still in the MAC playoffs.
Here's big news from your Northeast Pennsylvania Chevy dealers.
Get low 7.9% financing on some of America's most popular cars and trucks. 7.9% on new Chevy Nova, Cavaliers, and four-cylinder Celebrities. 7.9% financing on new Chevy C10 pickups, K10 pickups, and El Caminos. Buy now and save hundreds of dollars in financing charges. We have the car or truck you want. But hurry, this is a limited time offer.
See your Northeast Pennsylvania Chevy dealer now.
Wendy's new fish fillet sandwich is made from pure filet of fish, so it's moist and flaky, like a fine filet should be. Then lightly breaded with a seasoned cracker meal, so it's crispy and delicious. I used to eat the fish sandwich served at that other famous place. You know, the square fish. But I just keep wondering, how does square fish swim?
Now get a Wendy's fish sandwich, fries, coleslaw, and a medium drink, all for $1.99.
All right, Joe, which teams were they tonight?
4 played, 2 of them won, and 1 of them just over. We're going to take a look at the screen. Skip over the wire items, Joe. Okay. Mid-Atlantic Conference playoffs, 4 area teams in the big doubleheader at Scranton. Tim Carlson was there.
You're watching action with just 20 seconds left in regulation, like coming up by 2, trying to inbound, but Tyrone Folks steals it, shoots, good. Game tied at 52 all, and it goes into overtime. Scranton takes the lead early in the overtime. Tyrone Folks again with the steal and the layup. Royals up by 2. They built a 4-point lead, but with just 4 seconds left in overtime, by coming shot, Breitmeyer hits, ties it again, 56 all, into double overtime. In the second overtime, 1:30 left, Scranton goes up by 4. Tyrone Folks hit from the top of the key. But like Cumming wasn't finished yet. Jay Cleveland, 2 of his team-high 21, cuts the lead to 2. Now, 13 seconds left. Like Cummings wide open. Ed Langer sends the game into 3 overtimes, tied at 64. The Warriors took the lead first in the third overtime. Sam Burke, all net, 66-64 like Cummings. Scranton right back. Mike Johnson ties it again at 66. Then, with 10 seconds to go, Scranton, Derek Jacobs, who's made his last 53 foul shots, just 5 away from the MAC record and 12 from the NCAA record, hits both. Scranton goes up by 2 points. Like Cumming with 1 more trip down the floor, but they can't buy a basket. Scranton wins it, 70-66 over Like Cumming. They'll play the winner of tonight's King Susquehanna game tomorrow night. Tim Carlson, Sports Watch 16, Scranton.
And as you see it on the scoreboard, that game just over. Susquehanna and Kings. Kings had a chance to win it in the final seconds with a free throw, but missed. Susquehanna 60, Kings 59. Susquehanna and Scranton tomorrow night in that championship game. All right, now, important high school stuff. District playoff spot up for grabs for either Wyoming area or Dallas. And we're going to pick it up late in the game. There's a shot right there as Wyoming area is going to see the drive and hit. Dallas comes back. Bob O'Donnell hits from the outside and scores. Wyoming area's Marty Gilroy with the baseline fadeaway good. Dallas's John Thomas will get it in the corner. He hits the jumper and scores. Dallas again. They get it to Tim Lyons. He misses the jumper, but Mike Luxick gets the rebound, puts it in. Dallas wins 41-40. Scoreboard, and the winners are going to be up on top. Okay, we're going to the NBA. 76ers home tonight with Washington. And I want you to take a look at Charles Barkley. Boy, he can do it. And, well, watch the move here. The man who's huge behind the back line out. Bang! Barkley for the 76ers. Now, watch the move here. Again, Barkley right there. Tell you what, he can certainly make it happen for Philadelphia. Now, Washington, watch the fast break here. And a beautiful move inside as Washington scores. And, well, a close one tonight, but it's going to be the 76ers as we go to the scoreboard in the NBA. Philadelphia by 10 over Washington. New Jersey beats the Lakers 121-106. New York, there's a surprise over Seattle. Just the fact that the Knicks won. Atlanta beat Indiana 106-98. And Houston over Dallas 111-104. Now we'll go to exhibition wrestling. Number 6 Bald Eagle area beat Hollidaysburg 49-5 on the wrestling scoreboard. And to wrap it up in the NHL, Buffalo beat the Islanders 5-1. Pittsburgh 7-3 over Detroit. Minnesota beats Quebec 5-2. Now we'll check the fish and game forecast for tomorrow. And the fish must like the sun too. A lot of peaks tomorrow.
Right. That's right.
All those good moves in basketball. I wish the people could see your good moves here dancing to the music.
Well, we don't want to film that.
Oh, I wish it would. Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
Still ahead, making egg drop soup the hard way.
But first, you can check if you've made some easy money. Tonight's winning lottery number is 832. And the lotto numbers in order are 5, 10, 19, 29, 33, 37. The alternate is 17. We'll be right back.
Time to say hello. Everyone on the board.
I'm late.
I'm thinking about me.
I thought you were taking my... Boy, really hate... Tonight, how far can you drop an egg before you end up with a scrambled mess?
Well, some engineering students in Cleveland, Ohio have been busy again this year trying to design a container that would protect an egg in a drop from 4 stories up. It's all part of Engineer Week. Some of the contraptions did not quite do the job. Let's see one here. But the egg in the container designed by Ann McNellis survived the 4-story fall, and she walked away with this year's egg drop trophy.
That's good. See, the ladies did it again.
Yeah.
All right. And that's Newswatch 16 update for Friday.
Next on Nightline, Ted Koppel examines the Texas oil bust.
And we'd like to remind you to join the weekend team for Newswatch 16, Jim Rennick and Susan Jellick with meteorologist Paul Hepner and Jim Carlson on sports.
For the update team, thanks for joining us.
Have a nice weekend.
Good night.
Newswatch 16 wants to hear from you. Call 1-800-533-NEWS. Toll free from anywhere in Pennsylvania. Call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. 1-800-533-NEWS.